And welcome to another episode of the Football Smack Talk Show. I am your host, Ryan.
I'm Eric.
Welcome to the first of what hopefully will be many Victory Mondays. The Philadelphia Eagles have secured victory in week one at Atlanta, 32-6, which couldn't have been a better start to the season, in my opinion. I don't think anybody expected such a large victory. Yes, it wasn't perfect, but I think best case scenario, this is honestly better than what we could.
Right. I mean, yeah, I thought about what would be my best case scenario going into yesterday, and I figured there was no way you were wearing a Carson Wentz jersey.
No Carson Wentz jersey here, there, Chris.
Like you couldn't have drawn it up any better. The defense, I mean, the first two drives, they bend but don't break. And then from that point on, it seemed like they just figured out everything Atlanta was trying to do. Yep. And offensively, they moved the ball at will.
Yeah. Hey, Cheryl, what's going on? Long time no talk. Exactly. And it was funny because Atlanta had started with this, a little up-tempo, and it seemed to catch the Eagles' defense off guard, and then they went away from it.
Inexplicably.
Unexplicably, but hey, to the Eagles, favor, obviously, but, I feel like there was a lot of adjustments, and the game plan was well executed.
Mm-hmm.
The second quarter was a little frustrating with all the penalties. And kind of shooting ourselves in the foot. But outside of that, there isn't a lot to be upset about.
No, like you said, a lot of penalties, but that's to be expected. It's week one. The starters didn't play a lot in the preseason, but but Atlanta had a lot of penalties as well. And to me, as long as they were calling it the same both ways, I wasn't going to have a problem with the officiating. I didn't think there were none of those calls that I looked at and said, "Oh, that's BS."
Yeah. It wasn't like that.
Right.
Chris here. The key to the Eagles' 21 season is defense. Miles Sanders averaging 20 to 24 touches a game, but kudos to Jalen.
Yeah, he played well.
Yeah, absolutely, and also Devontae Smith, rookie
there. Well, he had a great start as well. I mean, you couldn't have drawn up a better script for the Eagles, and. Box number one, how does he handle week one, and how does he look, the first step box checked for Jalen Hurts?
Yeah, a lot of boxes checked for a lot of people. Obviously Nick Sirianni coming in against the Atlanta Falcons, who also had a rookie head coach in Arthur Smith. And, I think he outcoached Smith. I think he looked good. He looked comfortable. He looked, poised. And, he executed exactly what he wanted to do, which, sometimes the game doesn't always allow that. But, Jalen Hurts looked well. He was, 77% passing completion.
Yeah, that's incredible.
260-ish yards, the 3 touchdowns, no turnovers.
Yeah, no turnovers by either side.
Yeah, which was funny. But, as Chris said, when was the last time you saw an Eagles wide receiver catch a fade for a TD? A legit fade. It's probably been a while.
Shot in the Super Bowl, maybe?
Yeah, right. So it's exciting. Obviously it's just week one, and obviously the schedule gets a lot harder in these next, 4 games. San Fran, Dallas, Tampa, Kansas City. That's a tough stretch for sure.
And all those teams looked good in week one, those teams that we're facing in the next few weeks.
Yeah, I mean, San Fran is the only one that, again, looked good really, really to start, but then kind of, let off the gas, so to speak, and let the Lions almost come back, which was, a little scary. But
yeah, of course, you saw that final score, my favorite final score ever.
Was it 41?
Yes, it was.
Wow. Good. Nice. Maybe that's just a sign of things to come for sure. And yes, Matt Ryan did get hit a lot. Which was great. The defense, I thought, as you said, bent but did not break those first 2 drives, and then just shut them down. Part of that, again, like I said, was mostly because they were trying to adjust, and they obviously didn't adjust very well. So
no, I mean, it's kind of like we used to always joke about one of the philosophies the Eagles had. Man, like they had some success doing something, so we got to go away from that. And they had some success moving the football in that up-tempo offense, and so of course, had to go away from it.
Yeah, naturally. That's an old school Eagles move.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that is a very traditional Eagles move.
Absolutely. Real quick before we get any further, just wanted to give a shout out to not only everybody for hopping in with us here, obviously Chris and Cheryl. Appreciate the comments already, but wanted to give a shout out to La Terrain Watches. Please visit laterrain.com. Use code PSA for site-wide discounts. I just ordered last week their brand new Atlas watch in all black. It's hot off the presses, so it's going to take a little bit to get to me, but I cannot wait to rock that online on this show. And then also a shout out to the Painted Lines. We have partnered up with the Painted Lines. If you are not familiar with, they are an amazing group of guys. They're super big with the Sixers. It's kind of their bread and butter, but they obviously hit everything. So we wanted to welcome everybody from the Painted Lines YouTube channel. Welcome PSA TPL partnering up. So always love that. Yeah.
So, you got to tear the rotator cuff.
So Danny Hart, along with Chris and John Hunter, who is ever so close to getting that Philly swallow.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah, he got one of the La Terrain watches, and instead of showing the watch off like this or something like that, he decides to go like this, and I'm pretty sure he tore a rotator cuff or at least injured his elbow. So note to self, if you're gonna model a watch, this is correct, this is incorrect.
So, yeah, I believe he's got Tommy John surgery scheduled for sometime next week.
Yeah, absolutely.
18-month recovery time. Yeah,
recovery to Danny Hart. So, all right, back to the Birds. I was very impressed with Devontae Smith.
Mm-hmm.
6 catches, 71 yards, and obviously that beautiful fade touchdown, which is funny. They had asked him, when did you know, when did you know you were going to score on that play? And with all the confidence in the world, he says, as soon as I lined up and I saw man coverage.
Okay,
is that not the greatest answer?
I dig it. I like the confidence.
I love it. I love the confidence, and it's not like cockiness. It's you're a rookie.
He was answering the question.
He was answering the question, and you're a rookie, and it's a big moment. It seemed like he handled it like a poised veteran. He went out there, made some great catches. I was really happy he was able to score. In fact, not only did he score, Jamar Chase and Jalen Waddle also scored, and it is the first time in like 60-odd years that 3 first-round wide receivers all scored a touchdown on their opening game.
Oh,
that's
wow.
Pretty impressive. Yeah, pretty impressive. So, so we're super happy. You know what? Honestly, I was really happy about Reagor.
I was too. He had a nice game. Yeah.
He had a nice quiet game, but he still got his, and getting that touchdown in the first game, I think is so important for confidence, for just everything moving forward. The fact that our number 1 and our number 2 wide receivers and our tight end Goddard all scored touchdowns. I think it bodes well for
I appreciated that for fantasy too. But yeah,
right. I was sad that my boy Miles wasn't able to get in the end zone for a touchdown, although he did get the 2-point conversion.
Right.
He had a nice quiet day, and I think he was key to this game. He had 70+ yards, over 100 total.
I also bet the over on Miles Sanders rushing yards, and so I was happy with that as well.
Oh, there you go. It's all about the money, isn't it?
That's right. Yeah, it was all about the gambling odds. Yeah.
Chris goes, Jordan Mailata should be in jail for attempted murder. Yeah, his.
Oh God, yeah, when he flattened that corner.
Oh, that guy absolutely got murdered. I'm surprised he's even alive today.
He got knocked into the next game. He's already,
he's already waiting for the next game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So honestly, the really only nitpicky thing I can say is all those penalties. And, I think a lot of that has to do with, a little bit of rust, considering not many played during the preseason. And again, it's a new team getting on the same page. I think that all, contributed to it, but it really seemed to be contained in that second quarter, and moving forward, it really wasn't an issue.
Right.
So I assume moving forward that it'll.
And it seemed to be an issue on Atlanta's side as well. They had a similar number of penalties. In another confined area, theirs was more the third quarter, whereas ours was the second.
Yeah. Chris, it's no longer called a pancake. It's now called a Mailata. I like it.
Yeah, because I definitely feel like that was more than a pancake. Like,
he's a big boy.
Yeah.
And I was saying it all day yesterday. I was like, I cannot wait for the moment where Landon Dickerson gets in there with Mailata.
That's going to be an athletic.
Just the largest left tackle, left guard combo. And then, what's the other three guys? Just Pro Bowlers. No big deal. All pros.
Yeah, we can do.
We're good. Yeah. So I'm loving this offense. The offensive line was playing great, and again, if they can stay healthy,
well, sure, yeah.
Sky's the limit. They have plenty of weapons. Quez Watkins, has had a quiet day, but still got involved. Like I said, Goddard, Ertz. I mean, what's not to love about all this? There's plenty of weapons. There's plenty of offensive line, and Ertz was he played a great game. It was a great game. I'm not trying to overhype it. I'm not trying to, but there's no other word for it. It was a great game. He went out there, he read the defense, he made his throws. That laser to Goddard for the touchdown was great. He was rolling out when
there were maybe 5 other quarterbacks in the league that could have made that throw.
Yeah, exactly. And the fact that he also has the ability to run around and spread the defense with his legs. So Cheryl said, let's play there's minor injuries. Only injuries, only minor for sure.
Right, because every team's gonna have some injuries.
Right, yeah.
You just gotta hope they're minor.
A long season. Chris says when average 5 yards of carry behind that line. We have sorry. I can't read apparently. You're absolutely right. And good thing that all I have to do is fall forward, and that's 2 yards right there. So all I gotta do is run 9 feet. I think I can do that. Maybe.
Yeah, it just as encouraging a day as you could have.
Yeah, well, exactly. And I post something up on our Philly Sports Alliance Facebook page. I have a little homemade standings board.
Yeah.
And I took a picture of it, updated it. Obviously we're 1-0. The rest of the division is 0-1. It was fantastic to just kind of put it up there and listen. I'm not trying to get ahead of ourselves. I know it's, it might be a tough season. It might be up and down, but again, you can only play the teams that are in front of you. You did that, and you did that pretty handedly. Shane checks in. Shane, what's going on, buddy? Happy Victory Monday, fellas. I was impressed with how Jonathan Gannon adjusted the defense after the first 2 series of the game. Falcons couldn't really do anything after that. Yeah, Gannon had a great game.
Absolutely.
I think a lot of that was Atlanta just being dumb, but not to take away anything from Gannon.
Yeah, I still think Gannon had a good day as the coordinator.
If this was Jim as DC, we would have given up over 200 yards rushing and 400 yards.
We never miss a chance to knock Schwartz.
Drew from Twitter, dude. I love that. That made me chuckle, dude. And what's funny about it is 100% right.
Oh, that's absolutely 100% right.
Yeah, absolutely. That wide 9. Woo! Don't get it. Yeah, no, I think, couldn't be happier. It was
Mhm.
funny. I saw pregame shows. I don't really recall any national expert that picked the Eagles, at least from what I saw. I'm sure there was one or two, but most of them had picked the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah.
And
And for the life of me, I couldn't figure out why they loved the Falcons in that spot.
right,
So, like,
yeah, Falcons were a crap team last year. They have a whole new coaching staff. They have a new run game. Their offensive line was injured. They were starting a rookie, and not like a first round rookie. Their
right.
defense was not great last year, and they did not do much to improve it. They also had some injuries on the defensive side of the ball. So I'm not sure why they were all picking Atlanta. I mean, I understand the national hate for Philly, but still, I thought it was a little ridiculous, and they obviously were all wrong. This cover two hybrid fits these players we have. Yeah, Drew,
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more. And I think, unlike previous regime, the gym shorts, as I like to call them, the Doug Peterson, where I run what I run, and you need to fit in to my box. Where I think Sirianni and Gannon and Steichen and all the coaches seem to be, hey, listen, we have these players. They do this well. They do that well. They're not the greatest at that. Let's run it an efficient system that works for them, not for us, for them.
Right.
We're the ones who should be adjusting, not the players. And again, it doesn't seem like it's that like monumental of a thought, but
Sure.
it apparently wasn't on the mindset of the previous regime. So that alone, and just the players having fun out there, I think all led to what, again, I say is better than what we could have expected. A 26-point victory over the Atlanta Falcons in Atlanta.
Look, I would consider you and I, knowledgeable but pretty hardcore fans.
Yeah.
And in our best case, like both of us in picking the game, we had it 3 or 4, within one score.
Yeah, we were both within one score. Yep. But we had the Birds winning.
We both had the Birds winning, but we both had it a one-score game. The Eagles went out there and, like I said, after the second drive of the game, pretty much took it to Atlanta.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this is indication this is a better team than maybe some experts thought coming in, maybe. Or if it's just 1 week and it's a week-to-week league, and we'll see what happens next week.
Right. Well, we may have a different tune after next week.
Sure.
Drew chimes in, do what fits them and develop where they need to work at. Yeah, I mean, again.
Yeah, we're not reinventing the wheel.
You would think that this isn't, reinventing the wheel there, as you said. But apparently it's not as obvious as a thought to, some coaches. So, listen, I want to go over, Eric, give me three. What are your three main reasons, or players? Let's go players. What are your three main players that led to the Eagles' 32-6 victory yesterday?
Well, I feel like anytime we talk about a victory, we're going to have to say this guy's one of them, and that's Jalen Hurts. He had a huge day and looked great doing it. I would say, as a group, the offensive line keeping him clean helped a lot. If you want to count that as both of my other two players, you can. But if I'm allowed the third player, I'll take Devontae Smith.
Okay. Hurts and the offensive line have to be 1 and 2 for me. As much as I was very impressed with the defense, again, I think it was more of a whole, not necessarily any one person that stood out. Although I will say one person that did stand out, and not in a great way, was Jernard Avery.
He had a tough day.
He just looked lost out there. He really did. I felt bad for him. And then I realized that we traded a 4th-round pick for him.
And then you felt bad for us.
And then I felt bad for us, yeah. But I'm actually going to go with my boy.
Yeah, no, that's a good choice too.
Miles Sanders. Again, he didn't, he didn't have a 70-yard run or anything like that. But guess what? He was consistent. He ran the ball. He got first downs. Almost ran for, like I said, about 80 yards almost.
Right.
Caught another, 30. And again, caught the balls that were thrown to him.
And that was kind of the knock on him though. Before that, like he would bust this long run, but then the rest of the game, you'd be lucky to get he might bust like a 60, 70-yard run, but then you'd be lucky if you get 20 more yards from him the rest of the game. He didn't do that on Sunday. Sunday he was very consistent. He took what the defense gave him. When there was 5 yards to go, he didn't try to cut back and do something funny and turn it into.
I think there was one time where I saw that he probably cut to the outside when he should have cut
just cut inside and get that extra 2 yards.
Right, but so overall, he had 15 carries, 74 yards. He had 4 catches, 39 yards. Again, the fact that he caught everything that came to him. He had 5 targets, but he wasn't credited with a drop or anything. So, again, I'm super happy with the results for everybody. Drew again chimes in. Appreciate it, Drew, bud. People need to talk about how good the running backs block on the blitz.
There was one spot in particular. I remember Miles Sanders saved Jalen Hurts and just picked up a blitz, and I mean popped the dude. Like it was great, and freed up Hurts to make a nice throw down the field.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Just looking at other stats, like I said, earlier that Jalen Hurts 27 for 35 for 264, 3 touchdowns. Smith and Rager both with 6 catches. Rager caught every one of his targets. And again, there I don't believe there were any official drops.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. What else? Ertz with 2 catches for 34 yards. I was a little, I was hoping to get a little more out of him, but again,
I know he had. I actually took his over on receiving yards too. It was 27.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Wow. I always look to see the lowest one, and a lot of times, like if it's I'll take a chance on somebody. And so when I saw Zach Ertz was 27.5 yards, I was like, I'll take a shot on that.
Goddard 4 for 42, Quez Watkins 3 for 23, and Gainwell 2 for 6. So he got the ball out to 7 different targets, and again, looked great. Can we also? I know this will probably be a first.
Sure.
But can I actually talk about our punter?
Sure.
Again,
he had a good game too.
I apologize. This isn't our normal shtick, but.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about him in a mocking way?
No.
Wow.
He was freaking booting the ball. He was booting the ball. I literally was not paying attention. And all of a sudden, for I think he had 4 punts. Mm-hmm. And 2 of them were monsters. Absolute monsters. And the other 2 were well-placed punts.
Yeah.
So I came away knowing about Sippos, and hopefully he continues that because punt game, while often overlooked, can be very important.
It can be very important. Yeah.
Absolutely. Let's check in here. King Miru. Nobody expected the Eagles to win this game. You're absolutely right. All of the national experts were all up the Atlanta Falcons' ass. Hey, what's going on, Eagles Uncensored? What's good? Appreciate you checking in. And then Drew back again. Drew coming in with
love it, Drew.
I appreciate that. Them being more balanced will keep the O-line on the field. Yeah, no, I couldn't agree.
I agree with that. Yeah.
I was I was a guest on a few podcasts over the past week or two, and we talked a lot about the running game and how since forever. Since probably the 3-headed monster, have we been clamoring to run the ball and run the ball and run the ball. Even when we had Shady, I feel like we were always clamoring to run the ball even more. And we never ran the ball enough for our needs, for whatever reason. Now, granted, it is a passing league, and running the ball is mostly only to.
You got to keep things. You got to have a balance.
And running the ball is also including in the screen game and the that extension of the run, which I call BS, but whatever. Still, we really want to see more rushes. And the simple fact of the matter is Miles got 16 carries, 5 targets, so he had 20 targets. I would love for that to be the bare minimum he gets moving forward.
Yeah.
Hurts ran the ball 7 times. Gainwell got the ball 9 times.
Yeah, how about that? Kenny Gainwell, big part of this game.
No Boston Scott. What happened to Boston Scott?
I was surprised we didn't see Boston.
I was very surprised that Boston Scott didn't get a little love. But whatever, for whatever reason, he was
long season. I'm sure there'll be some weeks where he's
absolutely. But Gainwell coming out the gate, 9 for 37, 4.1 average, got the touchdown. Made himself 2 catches, only 6 yards, but still not bad for your first experience for a mid round pick.
Sure.
And like I said, Hurts and Sanders combined for what, 136 yards?
Yeah.
Plus you throw in Gainwell, that's 173 on the ground. It's pretty good. I'll take 173 on the ground.
Yeah, 173 on the ground. I'll sign up for that all day.
Tell me 173 on the ground every week. I'm good.
Yeah, I'll be a happy man.
Yeah, absolutely. So, overall, I couldn't, like I said, I keep saying this. I don't want to get ahead of myself. I'm not that fan that, or anybody that are going
Super Bowl
17-0, which is weird to say, by the way.
Yeah, right.
It just still doesn't have the same ring. But listen, if we come out of the first 6 games, which includes Carolina, which, let's be honest, did not look great.
No, got to win over a bad Jets team.
If we come out of that 3-3,
yeah,
I'm ecstatic.
Oh God, yeah. Oh yeah, I'd be
honestly, if we can steal one of the San Fran, Kansas City, Tampa, basically we've got to beat a team in red. And we, again, on paper, after 1 week, we should be able to handle Carolina. Just from the 1 week showing, they did not look great.
Yeah, and then even if you do lose to Dallas, like you said,
well, yeah, and there's Dallas as well. So, it's very possible to come out of this 3-3. And again, who knows? If you can beat San Fran, if you're going to come home and you're going to beat San Fran, just saying, if we're talking next week and we are 2-0 right now, how do you not assume, unless Dallas just obliterates
the Chargers next week?
Yeah, unless they obliterate the Chargers and just 50-2. How do you not go into that Monday night game with all the confidence in the world to go 3-0?
I feel like you have to have confidence.
Yeah.
If you're 2-0 and you go into Dallas, man, you got to start believing, hey, we can contend with anybody in this league.
Yeah, 100%. Because you beat San Fran. It leads to more confidence going into Dallas. It's a big game. It's a hype game. It's Monday night, national television.
Yeah, and I mean, right now the excitement level, I wouldn't put it huge, but man, you're 2-0 going into Dallas week.
Going into Dallas, yeah.
I think the excitement level will ratchet up quite a bit.
Yeah, and especially if they're 0-2.
That'd be great.
And you could go 3-0
and we have a chance to go in there and bury them. Oh man.
That's not.
And considering Washington's going to be without their quarterback for the next at least 6 to 8 weeks, Fitzpatrick with a hip injury.
That's right. Yeah. So now this season could get crazy soon.
All of a sudden, it's starting to be a little promising.
Right, and it literally all stems from next week. And I'm not one of those like, oh, this is the most important game of the year. I'm just saying how momentum works and
things all of a sudden lay out a lot more promising.
Yeah. King Miru the 49ers let the Lions catch up, so hopefully we beat them. Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier.
It's kind of
good. They looked good in the beginning and were very impressive. And even without Brandon Ayuk, who I guess, I don't know, the Shanahan said some lame thing. Oh, he wasn't healthy enough to play, or I think it was one of those like teachable moments, like he must have done something, and hey, listen, you're not playing.
Yeah, you're not going to throw you under the bus by saying what it was, but yeah,
right. So yeah, the Lions stormed back, and it got to a point where it was like, whoa, this game isn't completely out of reach. Obviously, San Fran held on, and it was what it was, but still. San Fran did not have a perfect game by any means. Garoppolo, I still think it is not the greatest of quarterbacks, and obviously,
yeah, I think their best quarterback is sitting on the bench.
Well, yeah, and Trey Lance obviously got in there a little bit, threw a touchdown pass, kind of to mix things up. So we can certainly expect that. But yeah, it's I didn't come away from their game thinking, oh well, crap. There's no way.
No,
not at all.
I didn't come away with that either.
Not at all. So listen, anything can happen. Let's ride high on this week 1 victory. And again, I think this would be a lot different if the score was 17-16 and we win.
Sure.
Hey, I'm glad for the victory, and blah 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 blah. But it wasn't a great team, and you barely beat them. It wasn't a great team, and you friggin' crushed them, as you should.
This is going to be a good team. This is what they're going to have to do when you go out there against teams that aren't as good as you. You got to flex your muscles a little bit. You got to,
absolutely,
you got to beat them up some.
100%. So I couldn't be happier with the results, honestly. What's great is that a lot of people stepped up. A lot of people played really well. It wasn't perfect, so there are definite things to improve on, and that's really all you can ask is I don't know. When was the last time you saw a perfect game, from the Philadelphia Eagles? I mean, even the Super Bowl was perfect.
Well, yeah, no, the Super Bowl
gave up 500 yards, like
yeah.
By far,
even the NFC title game, it started off not perfect. Minnesota drives right down the field and scores.
Yeah, but since that point.
Yeah, after that, then I mean, it was perfect.
It was pretty perfect. But my point is, hey, what's going on there, Bald Eagle? Bald Eagle, go Birds! Real quick, and Sean, the Bald Eagle, reminds me.
Oh, I can't wait for Wednesday.
Yeah, first and foremost, his show on Wednesday, the Bald Eagle Breakdown, play-by-play, drive-by-drive, is amazing. It absolutely is amazing. So you can check that out on Wednesday. In fact, here's the quick lineup here for the Philly Sports Alliance. Obviously, we have our show tonight. We have also the Diamond Call podcast, which, by the way, is probably the best Phillies podcast out there.
Oh, yeah.
At 7:30. Tomorrow, the Philly broadcast with myself and Ryan. The Bald Eagle Breakdown for the Bald Eagle podcast on Wednesdays. Mike Sports on Wednesdays. Thursdays, the Flyers show, the Tendies on Patterson. And then Thursdays is basically Wrestling Thursday with the Sliders and Chairs. And then there's Off the Top Rope as well. Gotta get that updated one of these days. So we're super excited with everything that we're going on here at the Philly Sports Alliance. We're so happy to be partnered up with Painted Lines. We're in one of those Discord chats and just hearing everybody talk. It's all the same people. Eric, by the way, you have to join the Discord.
Okay.
You probably don't know what that is, and that's okay. Nope. But I will tell you and get you all set up. It's basically like a place to chat about sports and stuff.
It sounds like my kind of place.
Yeah, right. Keith Newman, thanks for checking in, pal. I've upgraded my prediction. They will now be 1-16.
Great optimism.
Well, yeah, there you go. I hope to God you're not an actual Eagles fan, because if you are, I don't know what else to tell you, buddy.
Yeah, I feel like that sounds like one of those.
Philadelphian has truly taken over your brain, and
he's probably a Cowboy fan.
Probably. It's not a great way to live. I'm just saying.
No.
It's not a great way to live. As much as I never want to be too high, never be too low, I came into this season, 7-10, 8-9. There are people out there with like 13 wins and 12 wins, 11 wins. I'm like,
look, I didn't understand the people that were at like 13, 12, even 11 wins. And I also didn't understand the people that were saying, oh, they're going to be 3-14.
Right, yeah. I think it's somewhere in the middle. But
yeah.
Listen, I'll take 13 wins. I'm not gonna,
sure. Hey, I ain't going to turn my nose up at it.
Absolutely. Lane Johnson's having seizures with all them false starts. I don't know he had the one. Did he have two?
He had one and he had an illegal man downfield.
Yeah. Well, yes, I know that. So
yeah.
All right. Well, yeah.
There might have been a second one.
Yeah, maybe. Clearly not an Eagles fan. That's
yeah.
all I need to know. But yeah. So obviously Keith is probably crying because his team lost. But hey, if you are an Eagles fan,
just drop the hate, man.
Drop the hate, man. I mean, you could be critical. Oh,
believe me, I can be plenty critical of this team when it calls for it, but I don't see what you can be critical with about
after week one. I mean, come on. Yeah, it wasn't perfect. Yeah, there was some dumb penalties.
Well, like you said, when was the last time you saw a perfect game?
Right.
From anybody, really.
For any team. Yeah. Even Tampa Bay, who just won the Super Bowl, didn't have a perfect Super Bowl.
Yeah, and they didn't look all that great on Thursday night.
They sure as heck didn't. They had 4 turnovers. They were getting penalties left and right. They were lucky to win that game. In fact, it was probably the first. I think it was like the first time in blah 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 years where they had 4 turnovers and this, that, and the other. A couple other stats of that weren't in their favor, and they still ended up winning. Second half opening drive looked like y'all rolled out New England Vikings. Second half opening drive looked like y'all rolled out New England Vikings. Eric?
I'm assuming they looked good like they did in both those games against New England and the Vikings.
Sure. Let's go with that.
That's what I'm interpreting it as.
Yeah. Any clarification would be fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, folks. Well, we're not going to be taking too much of your time. We do want to thank everybody who's been tuning in, showing us love. Don't forget, you can follow us, the Philly Sports Alliance, on all social media. We're on Instagram, we're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, we're on Twitch. You can see all of our shows. We have more shows coming pretty much every day of the week now at this point. And then we also have the Painted Line guys. All their shows are going to be coming to our Facebook. So I cannot wait to start, sharing the love with them. So Philly Sports Alliance will have constant shows. You will not be able to get away with missing a show because there's a show every day. There's a show for everything. So please check it out. Make sure you go like us and follow us on Facebook. If you're on Twitter at Philly Sports PSA, give the follow. We usually give one back. So we do appreciate that. And then, of course, YouTube, make sure you subscribe. Northeast Vikings. Gotcha. It's a high school team. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess he's just saying they look like a high school team.
Yep. That's what Keith is going for.
Whatever.
Gotta love it. So again, appreciate that. And make sure you also go over to the Painted Lines. Follow them on all social media. You can't miss them either. The Painted Lines, just search for them. You'll find them. They put out great content, not only great podcasts, but they have articles. They've been putting together some of these videos, which me and Eric are on, and me and Ryan did from the Philly broadcast did one for the reaction from the game the other night. So that one's going to be coming up soon. I can't wait to keep this partnership going. So check out the Painted Lines. And then the last thing I will say, and I will officially shut up, is head over to la-terrain.com for La Terrain Watches, the official sponsor of the Philly Sports Alliance. Use code PSA for site-wide discounts. They got amazing watches, and they're high quality watches for low prices. I think the most expensive watch is like 150, maybe $200.
No, yeah.
And they're,
as you saying, they look like high dollar watches.
They are fresh looking.
Yeah.
And they're constantly putting out new stuff. They just put out a brand new watch. It's kind of like a rose gold, perfect for the ladies, perfectly in time for Christmas. So check them out, la-terrain.com. Use code PSA for site-wide discounts. Just let them know that you found us here on the Philly Sports Alliance. Eric, so we didn't get into our predictions just yet for the San Francisco game. A little early. Maybe we'll put out a quick video as it gets a little closer.
Sure.
We have more time to kind of digest. But right now, 6 days away from the home opener, which, by the way, I cannot freaking wait.
Seriously.
My car is already like 90% packed up. I'm ready to go. I cannot wait. In fact, we got to talk more logistics.
We'll discuss more.
Speaking of, by the way, if you are at the game next Sunday, and if you are anywhere near Wells Fargo, stop by in between C1 and C3, not to be confused with C2.
No.
But in between C1 and C3, the Philly Sports Alliance and friends and family will all be there tailgating. So everybody's more than welcome to stop in, even if you just want to say hello. Put a name to a face. That would be fantastic. We love hanging out with everybody. So please stop on by. Let us know, if you can make it or not. Oh, you can always shoot us a message on, Messenger if you need a little bit of better directions or where to find us. So, San Francisco game. What's your prediction right now? What is your prediction for score?
In my head, I still think, I still kind of feel the same way. Like I wasn't going to let Sunday sway me too much. I still think probably a San Francisco win. But look, I think it's going to be real razor tight. Like I think this is going to be one of those games that we look at, and if we do lose, I feel like we'll still walk away feeling like, a little more experience and, more unit, like that we will find ways to win games like that. I think that's going to be the prevailing thought as we win. Give us a little bit of time to really gel together, and we're going to win games like that one.
Okay, I like it. I absolutely like it. I am going to go 31-30. Birds.
Okay.
I think a last-second field goal wins it. Jake Elliott, the hero, week 2. Where have you heard that before?
Well, it was week 3 when that happened.
It was week 3, but yeah.
But it was the home opener.
You know what I meant.
Yeah, but it was the home opener.
It was the home opener, right? That's what I was going for.
And we can confirm that Keith is definitely not an Eagles fan, probably a Cowgirl fan.
Probably. Keith, Kyle Shanahan, going to stop y'all a new muddle.
All right, JR.
Yeah, I mean, that's a classic line there. But Keith, I wish you nothing but the best with your team. I'll take the high road since you have not officially told us what team you root for. Whatever.
Yeah, once you do tell us that team.
Cowgirl, cute. Yeah, it's Cowboy.
Oh, so I think I guessed it.
Yeah, you did. Clearly. You wouldn't have cared.
You got very sensitive there.
Yeah, a little bit. So, all right. Well, again, thank you.
Always fun. Thanks for the support.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, everybody, especially everybody over the Painted Lines. I saw a lot of y'all popping in from the YouTube. Chris from the Diamond Club podcast chiming in earlier. We do appreciate that. And don't forget later today, the Diamond Club podcast, the best Phillies podcast out there. Cheryl, old friend of the show, thank you very much for popping in. We do appreciate that. It was really great to talk to you. Shane, our buddy Shane, Victory Monday. Drew from Twitter. Do appreciate the love.
Yeah,
there.
Thanks, Drew.
Drew coming in hot. And then, of course, King Miru, Eagles Uncensored podcast. And then, of course, our cowboy friend, Keith Newman from Nevada, and loves Nicky Bosa.
No, I don't blame him there. Nicky Bosa's a great player.
I would love to have
I
him
was going to say, I ain't going to argue that one.
Love to have him on there, on the team. So, Thank you very much. We will see you guys next week. Make sure you check out all of our social medias for potentially a new video coming later in the week, previewing the game as we get a little bit more info. But that's it for us. We're out of here. Thank you very much. Eric, do you got anything before we get on out of here?
Nah.
All right. Keeping that streak alive. Actually, next week's show will be number 250.
Hey, that'll be fun.
Mid 250.
Yeah, let's hope that it'll be another Victory Monday.
Yeah, that would be fantastic. So check out next week, 250 episode. I can't believe it's been that long that we've been doing this.
Yeah,
but,
right.
What's even longer is the fact that this isn't our first show, and we've been doing
we've been doing this for like
years, 12 and a half years. But anyway, that's it for us. Thank you so much. Shout out to Lots of Rain Watches. Shout out to the Painted Lines. And shout out to everybody from the Philly Sports Alliance. We appreciate all of our family there that helps do what we do. So we'll see you guys next week. Go Birds! And we'll see what we got for next week. So for the Football Smack Talk Show, I am your host, Ryan.
I'm Eric. Happy football, everybody.
There's no countdown.
No countdown. We're here. We're in the season.
6 more days until San Fran.
There we go. Yeah, that's the countdown.
There you go. 6 more days until the home opener. All right, everybody. We'll see you guys next week. Go Birds!
Go Birds!